Hello everyone, I'm Muhammad Azam Samir and I always come with the information related to archaeology, anthropology, ancient architecture, history, and all the information which lead you toward, the ancient civilization of the world. Today I have come with the new information related to the Indus Valley civilization. And in this sense of understanding, I would share some important facts about the important city of Harappa, which is the center mark, which is the hallmark of Indus civilization or Harappan civilization. Harappa is actually the city through which every student of archaeology can travel the Indus Valley civilization from the Bronze Age to later period. Secondly, Harappa is very important city, and this was one of the five major metropolitan cities of Harappan civilization, such as Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Ganveriwala, Rakigari, and Dholavira. So, why we call it Harappa? Why we call this site, this city as Harappa? Importantly, there are many theories about its nomenclature. Some say it is called Hariupa. Hariupa means the altar. So many of the children were used to sacrifices were used as a sacrifices. So that's why it is called Harappa. Some people say it means Harap, swollen, the city like mount. So some people say due to very close to the Harappa city, Harappa town, which is very close to this site, less than 1 kilometer. So that's why we call it Harappa. When this site was discovered, when the railway track was constructed from Lahore to Multan, at that time some workers they used its bricks, and when they realized actually this site is archaeological site, so afterward in 1920 this site was given much attention and tried to be preserved or restored. Thirdly, this city actually was the center of Indus Valley civilization or Harappan civilization, and it is called the mother site or stereotype site. It means later on all the civilization was sprinkled from this site. If the Harappa was not rediscovered, so hardly we would have much information about the Indus Valley civilization, which is contemporary to Egyptians, Chinese, and Mesopotamian civilizations. Where this city is situated, actually, this city is situated in Pakistan, present day Pakistan, and it is some 24 to 25 kilometer away from a city named Sahiwal, which is the city of Punjab province in Pakistan. Then, what types of agriculture this city had? So, in this regard, the scholar they had some traces of wheat, barley, and some other vegetables. Then there was also some traces of leprosy and tuberculosis diseases. The people they used to use some falls for the fighting, and they were very good people. They were good at their fine arts, and the people used to draw some pictures, some pictographical aspects, and they used to draw some drawings, and they used to make ceramics. They used to make perforations in their jars and terracotta figurines for their sacrifices and for their recreation purposes. In this city, the people used to have great trade with Mesopotamia, uh, specifically cotton and some statite beads. They used to make a beads and then uh, exchange the goods with the other civilizations such as Mesopotamian civilization, and the traces of trade also rediscovered by the scholars. And then there is also concept of life after that. We have some symmetry culture such as uh, its symmetry culture, and this is very much resembles to the Egyptians and Chinese culture. They also those civilization also have the concept of life after death. Then, when you go to this site, you would have some features, some other monuments such as the side museum, Harappa Museum. You would observe all the artifacts, got from this site have been placed over there, including two skeletons, male or female, then terracotta figurines, statite beads, stone tools, and some other artifacts. Then opposite to this museum, there are some residential buildings and living places where the curators and some other guests, they used to stay over there and used those buildings as meetings. And then there is a pottery yard and some labs which were built for the lab work. Then there is a cemetery graveyard, and then we enter to this site, and we have F mound, some E mound, and granary, stuff like building where they used to make utensils for their eating purposes. And then we have wells, citadel area, the area where the outer wall of the city was also found over there. Then uh, covered drainage system, then the labor platforms, and then some sites where the American and Pakistanis and some other archaeologists from India, they did their excavations. And in this regard, we have some big names just like from America, John F. Dale, Richard Meadow, and from Pakistan, Dr. Rafiq Mughal, and some from India. Uh, what types of the people, Harappan people? They were very much interested in their fine arts, and they used to make their buildings, and there was no direct access to the houses, and usually we found some mud bricks, and we also have some brick houses, streets, and the maps were actually the beehive pattern. Then it is also confirmed that this city had great roots with Mohenjo-daro, Ganweriwara, Dhulavira, Rakigari, Lothal, Kalibangan, and there was trade with these cities, and these cities was also the biggest cities based on political and religious activities. Uh, we also have traces of agriculture, as I mentioned, and we also have traces of bronze age, because there is a lot of information about bronze age culture, and some of the artifacts also found over there. The phases of this city, this city was in mature form from 2500 BC to 1900 BC. The other phases such as 3300 BC to 3000 BC, then 3000 BC to 2800 BC, and in later phase 1900 BC to 1500 BC. How this city was destroyed? There are many suppositions. Of people say due to the stop of the rains, the people destroyed. Some said some lusty barbarians from came from the Central Asian. They were called Aryans. They destroyed this civilization. Some said due to the monsoons. Monsoons were also the factors, and some said due to the route changing of the route courses. So all these were some causes of the destruction of this city. And there are also some very interesting informations that in this city, in this site, there are some also other sites such as the mosque from the Mughal era, and then one another tomb or mausoleum of the Nur Shah Wali, and his grave is not less than meter, 9 meter long. So another interesting facts about this site, there are many sites where artifacts have been covered by some scholars, and these artifacts are based on religious ceremonies, based on daily routine matters, based on the fine arts work, based on the political and anthropological consideration. All these artifacts tell about the stories about anthropology and the real society of Harappa. Then this site is actually the capital of the Indus Valley civilization, because all its mature phases, all its the features of Indus Valley civilization can be traced from this single site, and all the ancient artifacts tell the story, which is actually the overall of Indus Valley civilization or Harappan civilization. Finally, this city had very great connections, very close connection with other metropolitan cities of Indus Valley civilization, and it is also said by some scholars that there are some other small towns or small complex societies may be situated near to this city, as Tolamba, that site is very close to not less than uh, 90 to 95 kilometer, and there is another site situated near to Chaniot. So we can say there were also some other small societies situated near to Harappa. But one thing is very important. Harappa is the central place of Indus Valley civilization that connects with all other cities, and there is a triangle of Harappa and Ganveriwala and then Mohenjo-daro, and this site actually the center of all the cultural activities that can be related to the Indus Valley civilization. So I recommend you, please do visit this site whenever you travel to Pakistan. And those who are already living in Pakistan, they should travel to this city to see their forefather, to see the ancient architecture, to see the ancient activities of the Aboriginal people, and they can also observe the trade system. They can also observe the agriculture of the Indus Valley civilization, and above all, they can also observe rites and rituals of the people some 5,000 years back from the present era. So, with these words, I would like to let you know in my next. I would bring some other information for you people. I hope you would enjoy this information related to Harappa. Thank you so much.